My name is Erica Valiant. I grew up on the south side of Chicago with just my mom and my sister. She passed away when I was 14 or 15 years old. She had contracted HIV/AIDS and kind of gave into that at the age of 33. After that, I kind of lived with my grandfather, had my first son, and after he passed away, I moved to Minnesota. I moved to South St. Paul for a bit, then I got because I got my South St. Paul Section 8. So I left North St. Paul and I went to the east side of St. Paul's, right across the street from Bruce Pinto Elementary School. And then I got my South St. Paul Section 8, so I moved to South St. Paul. And then I got a job that got me kicked out of Section 8, which was a good thing, but was also scary. And so I ended up moving back to St. Paul. I've also lived in two different houses on Sherburne, one on the 800 block and one on the 600 block. I've also lived right on Aurora off of Victoria. So y'all lived in three houses between the 600 block and the 800 block on Sherburne. I first learned about Model Cites when I was looking to purchase a home. Almost maybe 7 years ago or more, and that was through the MCASA program. And so I was accepted into that program, and that's when I got into a house right here, like literally across the street on Sherburne. And the way that worked is you lived in the house for a year, and hopefully that gives you time to qualify for a mortgage. But I lost my job and everything went downhill, and I wasn't able to qualify for a mortgage, so I ended up losing the house. That was my first attempt, but that's when I met Miss Linda and Kizzy, and I had built relationships with them, so I knew where to go when I was ready to do it again. Right? So a year later, a year of being very vigilant about my spending habits, and taking care of anything that was showing up on my credit, like a little bit at a time. I planned it all out on paper on a notebook. It looked like chicken scratch to everybody else, but I knew what it was, and I would just cross everything off every time I paid something. If I knew I had some money coming in, I would think about, like, okay, what do I need to do with this money so I can get closer to my goal? And that's all I did. And then as soon as I got my credit score up close enough to qualify for an FHA loan, that's when I called my realtor, like, okay, I'm ready to look for a house. So a lot of it is like things that I learned from my agent that she knew from being in the business for so long. Information about the foundation of houses and different types of basements and different types of like bills, and like how you can reconfigure the space, and things that people hide with like paint, and how to look for like evidence of moisture, right? So a lot of things like that. I might have walked to a house and she might have walked me through it, and then she'll also just point out everything, like this is this, this is that, this is this, this is that. I'm not gonna let you get this because this is not a good house, but I want to show you why, what we're looking for. I feel good. I feel like I can dig up all the dirt I want and plant all the flowers I want, and my kids can play freely, and that I know that I'm building equity into something that is gonna be beneficial to me, and I also know that it's something, if I choose to, that I can pass down to my kids, right? So you can look at it as a tool for wealth creation. You can look at it as, what it is, like an asset. You can look at it as just a place to call your own, and do what you want to do. You can paint all the pink and blue walls you want. I just say that, I connected with Model Cites probably a little less than 10 years ago, and I've been able to like maintain my relationships with different staff who've been here really the whole time, and they've always been willing to to help out, and help find resources or just help get you what you need to get where you're going. And, I think that's really the main reason why they're here.